Hello, dear friends and family. Thank you for dropping into this video today. If you don't know me, my name is Georgia Ashara, and I give you the skills and information and practices that really assist in the awakening, spiritual journey, and especially for those of women who have womb spaces. I also work with the womb space so that we can heal our ancestral trauma and recollect the wisdom that lies within our womb so that we can awaken our true spirit and life force. And we do this in many different ways as well. So excuse if you can hear any excess noise. My neighbors are doing some work, but if I keep holding off and waiting for whatever they're doing to stop, I probably could be waiting a long time. So I thought I'm just going to go with it. Nothing needs to be perfect. I think that as long as we have a message and we really feel this strong desire to share something, then we should just go ahead and do it, you know? This is one of my lessons, and I've always been, moving through that feeling and sensing in my body and those insecurities that might pop up in my head about, needing to be perfect to share things online. I'm here with a business, a service to help and support others. I'm not here to be cinematic and professionally, filming something. It's actually about what I'm sharing and communicating, so that you can all understand like how you can work on a much deeper level with your soul, with your life force energy. So anyhow, so the topic today that we're talking about is allowing our aspects to be embraced, allowing ourselves to feel our full spectrum, to allow more of those beautiful, blissful, maybe more cosmic energies, maybe more like, higher vibrational energies, quote unquote, right? Because I have seen so many people, and I think that I haven't quite been there all the time, but I've definitely been in phases of my life where I felt like that, and it's where I felt like, and I get clients come to me, maybe not as much now, but I definitely used to get clients that would come to me that really were propelling themselves into this like 5D, experience and what that meant to them. And even myself was that love and light, that everything, needs to be perfect and beautiful and rainbows and butterflies. And if we're not in that energy, then we're not in 5D. We're not a high vibrational being. We're somewhere in there, we're in that 3D realm, and it's awful, and we shouldn't be there. It's low vibration, and this isn't actually a particularly healthy way to live for ourselves, because we're constantly then in judgment and criticism of ourselves, of others, and we end up suppressing emotions and feelings from the experiences that we're having. We can end up dissociating and trying to create this false identity around what we believe should be a correct behavior, personality in this reality. And we might do this by, if someone's kind of mean to us, even though we feel so upset, so angry and frustrated with how they treated us, because rightfully so, they didn't treat us very nicely, we then might find that we're actually, just being overly friendly. Okay, I'm really angry. I want to rage, but I'm not going to rage. I'm going to just tell them, it's okay, don't worry. That hurt, but okay. Maybe you won't even tell them that it hurt, probably. You might just say that, oh, it's okay. We're going into the 5D, or maybe it could be another flip. And, I've had clients who've actually felt like they're rejecting and cutting people out of their lives because they weren't of the same vibration as them. They didn't really feel that they could be around those people because they're not upholding the same values as them. And then they start feeling isolated and they don't know why they feel so alone, but it's actually because of what they've created through that reality, that lens of not being around the same people. And of course, there are some circumstances where it's healthier to depart from a relationship with a friend or someone in your life that is maybe being aggressive and horrible, and it's much easier to walk away from them. But I'm talking much more about this dissociation from the current reality in this means to propel themselves into a reality that doesn't exist. And of course, we want to create a space where we are of loving vibrations. There's always a paradox with everything, but we don't want to then dismiss the things that are actually happening in our reality. We don't want to dismiss the emotions that are currently arriving in the body, in our life, because when they arrive in the body and you can feel the sensation, it's because it actually already exists there. It is in the body, it's stored. It could be a memory, it could be something that has happened as a child, and then a circumstance that is happening to you, right now is recalling that feeling, that sensation. So the opportunity here is actually to observe that feeling and sensation and to heal it there and then. So there'll be tools and practices that would propel you into expressing it in a healthy way. Some people call this the sacred rage practices. These are the kinds of things that I take my clients through now, is that we go through healthy emotional release practices of all spectrums. It'll be unique to each and every person of what things that they're holding on to. And we can actually hold space for that so that it can be released. We don't even need to wait until something has happened to trigger it. We can hold the ceremony, the ritual practice to release that in the moment. And then actually you'll find yourself responding in a different way anyway, because you've already allowed maybe a little wounded child that didn't get to express that they didn't want to eat carrots, but they're being forced to eat carrots. And then now later on in their life, people are still forcing them to do things. And because they were squashed and told they had to eat those carrots, they have to do what adults tell them to do. They're then being pushed over and told they have to do everything that everybody wants them to do. So they're just holding on to this rage and anger because they're constantly doing things they don't want to do, but they're not listening to their body. They're not allowing their body to have the response it needs. It's not actually, and the person isn't being allowed to have their own expression, have their own choice. So then when we create the space to allow that healing to occur, the healing can occur, and then the circumstances are different. We start having different relationships. We start having, with even the same people that we might be having those harmful experiences with. So this could be even the person, like your grandparent or whoever might have originally been that person who told you about the carrots. Even through that healing journey that you go on with that, I want to call it trauma, because it still is trauma for a child that maybe is 3-4 years old. That's what they see it as, and it has an impact, a detrimental impact into the life of that person, because then they become potentially feeling like they're a pushover, or they deny their yes or no's, their choices in life from that little simple experience. But through that journey of healing, even that dynamic with that person might change. So you might go and visit that person, and then even though you always know when you go around there, they're going to start bringing you up about, eating your food, even though you're a grown adult, you might go there and then they start going, oh, what do you want to eat? Oh, don't worry, I've got plenty more of that food. You don't need to worry about if you waste a bit of it. That's okay. I understand. And they'll start saying things like that to you, and you'll just be like, whoa, what's just happened? Because you just rewrote the story within your body of how you are interacting with them. just through expressing the emotion and the feeling. So I just wanted to share that today because it's such a powerful practice that we can go through when we actually allow these emotions, we allow these feelings to be felt, to be seen, to be witnessed. And it doesn't mean going back into the story, re-experiencing the whole trauma, the whole thing. It's just about having an awareness of it and then expressing that. And of course, it's not always easy to express those things, and that's why these practices are a part of my mentorships. They're also going to be a part of the membership that is coming out very soon, so that we have the space to be with others whilst we are experiencing that. We might need guidance, we might need support, and to be held in those spaces while we do the work. And this is a really empowering practice as well, because you're the one doing it. You're not laying on a couch and having someone do something for you while you just lay there. You are actively being the responsible healer, self-healer for your journey. It's just about merely having someone there facilitating, holding the space and guiding you through it. And then it becomes a tool that you understand, you know, and you can guide yourself through time and time again once you have gone through it a couple of times with a mentor. So you maybe already have got an idea of how to do that today. So if you have, then definitely have that practice, give it a go, see what you've experienced, and reach out to me, drop in the comments if you experienced anything transformational through acknowledging your emotions and working with them. I would love to hear from you and what you've experienced from this video. So if you'd like to work with me, just look in the comments below and you will see all the links to the website. I even have a free guidebook that you can download when you sign up to the emails. So I'd love to have you in that community as well. So anyway, sending you all so much love, everybody, and I'll see you all very soon.